So welcome class. Today we're going to be learning about how to write a hypothesis. It is the next step in the scientific method. So if you remember from last week, we were mainly focused on how to make observations. We were in the woods and Connor found that caterpillar and I had to call his mom because he had an allergic reaction. It was an observation, right? So the hypothesis of Connor touching caterpillars would be if Connor touches a caterpillar, he's going to get it. Then he will have an allergic reaction. But we'll get into all the details of that in a little bit. So today our objective is up on the board. Mr. Aaron, will you please read this for us?
Students will be able to identify and write hypotheses.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, and our purpose is going to be why this is important to us. Mr. Connor, would you please read that?
Writing a hypothesis is one of the most essential skills that a scientist needs. Being able to create a hypothesis based on an observation is a fundamental in the scientific process.
Awesome, yes. So it's one of the most crucial parts of the scientific process. It's once you make an observation, the next thing you do is you got to make a guess about what's going on, and then you go through all your tests and things like that, and you come back and check and see if it was correct. So it is a super crucial spot. So let's stand up. We're gonna do a little activity real quick. Everybody get up. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do this twice. Spread out. Let's not hit anybody. You know how Brian and Aaron like to rough out each other. Okay. All right. So on the count of 3, we're gonna jump in the air, and we're gonna see what happens. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, nice. All right. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Great hops, Mr. Aaron. That's great. Okay, so now let's sit down at our desk and let's take 20 seconds and you 3 discuss together what happened.
So we jumped.
We jumped all at the same
That
time.
did happen. And then, I mean, we didn't just go straight up when we came back down. So
Someone was just higher than freeze.
yeah.
Awesome, guys. All right, so let's remember the discussion we just had. And I'm going to teach you now how we go through making a hypothesis in the correct scientific form. So it's very simple. So the first thing you want to do is you have an if, which is pretty much where you restate your question or whatever you're trying to figure out. For example, if Connor touches a caterpillar, then he will have an allergic reaction. All right, so let's take about 5 seconds or so and let's just try to figure out, put the activity we just did into this sentence. Okay, so take a second, and I'm going to call on one of you to see if you can put it in there.
We read it.
Sure. Awesome, guys. 5 more seconds. All right, Mr. Aaron, can you please fill out for us?
Yeah, I said, if I jump up, then I will land back on the ground.
Perfect, absolutely. What goes up comes down. And you know, if we didn't have the advantage of having this hypothesis, we couldn't have figured out all those great things like what goes up comes down. Okay, so let's have another example. I'm going to push this chair, and then I would like for you guys to once again write a sentence, and then we're going to say it out loud. Okay, so if I push this chair, then go ahead. Remember how we're working on your eyes. Don't draw any more hearts, please. All right, thank you, thank you. All right, guys. So, Mr. Connor, will you please read that out to us?
If I push the chair, then it will slow to a stop.
Awesome, great job, great job. Okay, guys. So for tonight for homework, I want you to go home and do 3 different things, and I need you to write a hypothesis for each. Okay. So now we're going to cheer. It's called "What the Scientists Do." It's a rap song we all put together earlier. Hopefully, you all remember the words. So, that's what they do. So I'm thinking out loud. I want to write a hypothesis, but how? So I'm gonna make my mom proud. It's what they do. If you pour water on a small seed that starts beneath my knees, then it will surely gain speed and grow to be a big tree, so high that all can see. If and then is the key to knowing if something does rise, then it must fall. So if you haven't been surprised, it'll be clear to y'all. In order to be a real player, if and then will help you ball. So for all the scientific layers, class will name them all. First we'll start with the question. What is it we must observe? Maybe an obsession. Decide and write our guess. Hope we don't catch a curve. So experimentation is the basis and it may test your nerve. Finally, we take a consensus. Did what we observe and our hypothesis concur. The scientific method is the move. So I hope that this groove will help you do what the scientists do. Awesome. Great job, guys.